Hello everyone. Short date. Oops, it's not the first. 4th of the 5th, 2020. So learn objective. A new unit today. New unit. So it's looking at things like bearings, draft drawings, maps, scales, that sort of thing. So a bit of a change of pace. Short date and learn objective in your book, please. Pause the video while you're doing that, and then press play when we're ready. Okay. Right, so pretty straightforward actually, the work today, I think. So here we have, this could be a scale drawing of, say, a hotel. You have your foyer and a entrance here. You've got a side wall there, and you've got a glass atrium there. I have no idea what a glass atrium is, but it sounds good. Okay, so here is your scale drawing. So scale drawing means it's just a small version, isn't it, of a larger one. Now I'm pretty sure you'll have done a lot of this work in geography, so I'm sure you'll be pretty well aware. Now the first thing you need to look at with any scale drawing is the actual scale itself. So in this scale drawing, 1 centimeter is equal to 3 meters. Okay, 1 centimeter is equal to 3 meters. So that's the scale. When we're working out scales, they are similar to ratios. This is not a ratio. Okay, a ratio would be 1 to the ratio of this would be 1 to 300, because 1 centimeter is equal to 3. So because for 1 centimeter there would be 300 centimeters, isn't it? So this isn't exactly a scale. Isn't exactly a ratio. But actually, when we're calculating things, we need to sort of treat it a bit like a ratio. So for every 1 centimeter on the plan here, in real life, there are 3 meters. Okay. So if I want to know the side length of the side wall in reality, in the real life building, I would measure that, and I can see it's 8 centimeters. It's 8 centimeters in my scale drawing. So how we work out that in meters in real life, I'm sure you all know this, but I'll go through it anyway. How am I getting from the 1 to the 8? I'm timesing by 8. So I do the same on the other side, timesing by 8. So it becomes 24 meters. So in real life, the side wall is equal to 24 meters. Okay, and then you do the same with any of the sort of anything else. Okay, so let's have a look at the fire entrance. There we are, 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters. So in reality, that would be 6 meters, isn't it? Because we're timesing by 2, timesing by 2, and then the outside of the glass atrium. Okay, whatever that might be. That is, so again, that's pretty much 4. Now, sometimes it's not exact, so sometimes you have to do a little bit of estimate. Oddly enough, that is exact. Okay, I didn't mean that to be exact. 4 centimeters again, so we're timesing by 4 to get to there. So we did the same there, timesing by 4 to get to there. So the real life glass wall here would be 12 meters long. Okay, 12 meters long. So there's an example of a scale drawing, and then and that helps us, and people do scale drawings, architects would do scale drawings when they're designing buildings, etc. Okay, when you're transferring scales, okay, so for example, the scale might be, so for example, the scale for something might be 1 centimeter. Okay, this would be more likely on a small map. Okay, 1 centimeter equals 200 meters. Okay, so again, if you wanted to find out what 7 centimeters were, okay, you just get in that, you're timesing by 7, you do the same, they're timesing by 7, so you got 1,200 times 7, 1,400 meters. Okay, you could be asked a question. There's the scale. So it could be the sort of if the distance the distance in real life is 1.8 kilometers. What would that be on a scale? What would that be on a scale? What would that be on a scale? So we've got our 1 centimeter equals 200. I'll just put that down there, saying 1 centimeter equals 200 meters. So there we are. In real life, it's 1.8. So I'll put 1.8 kilometers here. Now, what would make this easier, actually, if I was just to put it into the same unit of measurement? Always much easier to calculate when you put things into the same unit of measurement. So 1.8 kilometers, 1,800 meters. So how am I getting from here to here? 200 times what gives me 1,800? I believe that's 9. So again, I would times that by 9, and I would get 9 centimeters. So it can work both ways, isn't it? So we got 9 centimeters equals 1,800 meters. Pretty straightforward, the work today. Okay. So that scales there. I'll just quickly go a little bit of work then on maps. Okay, on maps. So say here we've got a printed off a map from just a map of Kent. Okay, just check. Yeah, we can see it all. See enough of it there. Let's fold this. A map of Kent. Now the first thing we do, and again, I kind of know you'll have done this in geography, but we'll go through it again. So the first thing you're going to look at with any map, when you're looking at finding out distances between different places, is to look at the key, isn't it? So down here we have got the key. Now this is a map I've sort of I've expanded out, okay, from a smaller map. So let's have a look. I'm just going to work in. I think I'll work in miles because I know that is, so here I got 0 to 10 miles, and that is equal to 2 centimeters. So on my scale here, I've measured that. Okay, and I know that there to there is 10 miles. From this point to this point is 10 miles. I've measured that as 2 centimeters equals 10 miles. 2 centimeters equals 10. So from there, I can work out the 1 centimeter is 5 miles, can't I? Okay, and so on. So there's our scale, but they will all, you know, you usually have to work that a little bit out for yourself when it comes to maps. So say, for example, I was asked the question, how far is it from Deal, where I am, to Ashford? Deal to Ashford. Now, of course, the distance from Deal to Ashford is a straight line. Okay, it's a straight line. Okay, as the crow flies, I believe it's the phrase that people use, isn't it? As the crow flies. So the actual distance is just going to be in a straight line. Now the reality of it, if I would want to go to Ashford, is that I have to drive. We'll come to that in a second. So the distance from Deal to Ashford as the crow flies. So again, I'm going to measure, and it is there, and it's actually just a little bit under 6 centimeters. So very often you just ask to estimate these. So because that is so close, I'm going to just say, well, that is 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. So I know 1 centimeter is 5 miles. So 6 centimeters, I'm timesing that by 6, timesing that by 6. So 30 miles. So it would be 30 miles from Deal to Ashford. Okay. Now, of course, if I was having to say, that doesn't mean I can drive straight across country. If I'm having to go drive from Deal to Ashford, I can't go straight across country like that. I have to go via the roads. So I know I have to go from Deal over to Dover, to Folkestone, to Ashford. So again, I can estimate from there what the distance is in miles to drive there, because that will be different to the actual distance, isn't it, as the crow flies in a straight line. Okay, so now there are different ways of doing this. If you want to be really accurate, you can get a little bit of, again, you may have done this in geography, you can get some string and you can just go along the road, okay, with a bit of string, and then you can work out, then you can measure the string, or you can just have a little sort of estimate. Well, okay, this there to there, and then we're going across there, and you're just working it out in the different parts, and you can estimate how far the distance via the roads from Deal to Ashford. Okay, so it's different ways of doing that. Okay, now a nice short video today, because again, this is a lot of it is just for you working stuff out for yourself with these. They're not too tricky, I'll be honest with you. Okay, so you'll be fine with today's work based on that. So all I'd like you to do today, please, on page 201, can you have a go, please, at question 3? Question 3, you're just copying the plan, actually, just to tell you in that case. It's slightly confusing the way it's worded, but it's as simple as that. Question 4, 5, question 6, and question 7. So just those questions, please, today. Okay, shouldn't take you too long. Have a go then at the extension question if you've got time. Okay, so that's question 5 on page 220. Okay, so that's it for today. Okay, nice short lesson. Get on with that, please. When you're doing your drawings, I'd advise to perhaps use a protractor. Okay, just to get those right angles. Make sure you're using a ruler. Okay, take a little bit of care with it. Okay, right. Okay, good luck with that. Bye.